There's always been, though, like, I don't think I can retire today because I need that Joshua fight. We have been trying to make that fight for years.
Of course, the biggest fight out there for Tyson is AJ, and AJ understands that also. There's talk of that fight happening now this year.
Tyson Fury is determined to face Anthony Joshua before hanging up his gloves, calling it a fight that must happen. Former boxer Johnny Nelson predicts a Fury-Joshua showdown would deliver their biggest payday yet, cautioning that taking on other challenging opponents could diminish the bout's value, as both fighters approach the twilight of their prime.
This is where they're at. They know the biggest purse that's out there for them is against each other. Anything else is a risk that they shouldn't take, because each fight they lose, you know, the value of...
Nelson likened the potential clash to the iconic bout between Amir Khan and Kell Brook, emphasizing that Fury and Joshua bring more dynamism to the ring, which would make their matchup an even more thrilling spectacle.
When Khan and Brook met in the ring, or are they still kind of at the peak of their powers?
I think they're a bit fresher than Khan and Brook, and Khan and Brook brought out the best in each other, even though they were the way past their best. I think Fury and AJ will bring the best out in each other, but these two guys are a bit more live than where Khan and Brook were at this stage.
Heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk, when asked to compare Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, revealed that the 24 rounds he shared with Fury were far more challenging than those with Joshua.
British fans will want to know you did 24 rounds with Tyson Fury, 24 rounds with Anthony Joshua. Which 24 rounds were harder together?
Tyson Fury declared that a fight with Anthony Joshua is what fans have always dreamed of, emphasizing that it's a matchup he feels he needs as well.
Need that fight because it's the fight that people want to see. It's the fight that I want to see as a boxing fan.
But then there'll be, I need Joshua too, because the result he wasn't happy with, or I wasn't happy with it. I just fear there'll always be an Anthony Joshua.
Tyson Fury proclaimed that even in his later years, there will always be challengers to face. Referring to Anthony Joshua, he confidently declared himself the ultimate survivor, standing tall above Joshua and Deontay Wilder.
There'll always be somebody else to fight. There'll always be another war.
Yeah.
And it's going to be somebody else. Like before, for the last 4 or 5 years, there's been this three-headed monster. Me, Wilder, Joshua. Joshua and Wilder have been slain, and I'm the last one standing. All of a sudden, you've got some new people.
While the anticipation for Joshua versus Fury might not be as electric as it once was, the two heavyweights could still be on a collision course.
The biggest fight out there for Tyson is AJ, and AJ understands that also. There's talk of that fight happening now this year, and again.
British boxing promoter Eddie Hearn emphasized that a clash between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury remains the biggest fight in the UK, with enormous commercial appeal.
The last performances, you'd have to favour Fury. You've got to favour Fury, and that's not being mean or unkind. If you're looking at the last performances, you've got to favour Fury. I think we want it more than they do. So and again, it's more of a financial game for those two. Remember, someone's got to lose.
Hearn hinted that while no agreements have been finalized, the potential mega fight is still under discussion. He added that if Fury decides to step back into the ring with Joshua, the fight could come together without delay. Similarly, Johnny Nelson weighed in, highlighting ongoing talks about this high-stakes matchup, describing it as the ultimate showdown.
There's always been, though, like, I don't think I can retire today because I need that Joshua fight. We have been trying to make that fight for years.
Johnny Nelson later revealed that the excitement for an AJ versus Fury fight seems to be stronger among the fans than the fighters themselves. He explained that for both Fury and Joshua, the fight is more about the financial stakes, but the real buzz comes from the fans who have been eagerly anticipating this matchup for years.
Even before the recent performances, I think that Tyson Fury probably would have been the favorite. He's just I find him to be a more complete boxer. Anthony Joshua may be better when it comes to the one punch, but there's reasons you could see either guy winning, and it's the fight that the public as well.
Anthony Joshua has made it clear that he wants to face Tyson Fury this year, and former champion Barry Jones believes Fury would be a massive favorite. Jones stated, "Fury has always been the favorite, but getting Joshua on his record would solidify his greatness. The long-anticipated clash between these two heavyweights has generated excitement among boxing fans for years."
Down on other fights over the years that we didn't get that we wanted to see. Most recent case in point, at least in the heavyweight division, was certainly the Wilder fight against Anthony Joshua. It took forever. for them to even get to the point where they could make it. They finally made it. Both the guys had their fights on the same card, and then Wilder got knocked out and there went the fight. It'd be a real shame to see, even though they're diminished and they're not what they were, neither one is undefeated. It's not for a world title, and many different things about the fight are not as interesting or as important or significant as it would have been.
Joshua recently acknowledged the rivalry, saying three-time world champion Tyson Fury will see. Meanwhile, Fury insists that he can't retire without facing Joshua and has been working for years to make the fight happen.
Dismissive of him. Styles make fights, and my style for him is kryptonite. You know, I've always said AJ's built to measure for me, and just because he knocked out that guy with a right hand, it's not the same. Boxing's different, you know.
Eddie Hearn emphasized that now is not the right time to criticize Tyson Fury, especially after his tough defeat to Alexander Usyk. Hearn stated that Fury needs a few weeks to recover before any major decisions are made. However, he assured fans that planning for an Anthony Joshua fight will begin soon. Hearn also noted that the final decision lies with Fury's management team, including Frank Warren, Spencer Brown, and Saudi advisor Turki Al-Sheikh.
He couldn't land any of those right hands on Usyk. A way smaller man, a lighter man. Boxing is a very difficult game. It's changing all the time. Styles make fights, and his style is made for me. When I've got through with a rabbit, then we go down.
Hearn added that when they approached him, AJ is determined to reclaim the World Heavyweight Championship.
Fight that be as well, and it's such an exciting fight. I mean, it would be an exciting fight, and I think both of them could be at the end. So, but it's such an attractive fight, Difficult for me to say, Eamon. Difficult for me to say. Both of them have got the qualities to.
Meanwhile, Joshua has been back in training, showing his readiness for the next challenge after his recent loss to Daniel Dubois.
Massive fight. It's always a bit of a downer whenever you just know that the two of them aren't at their best, and I think for me there's not that much interest in that fight as there was before Joshua boxed Usyk for the first one. I think that was the perfect opportunity to take. Right now it's just bragging rights and ego, and I think when it gets to that, it just it's not going to be the spectacle that we want to see. I think it's still going to be an exciting fight, but I just
Then Rafael pointed out that while Joshua has the power, Fury is the more well-rounded fighter with a complete skill set. Nelson likened the potential clash to the iconic bout between Amir Khan and Kell Brook, emphasizing that Fury and Joshua bring more dynamism to the ring, which would make their matchup an even more thrilling spectacle. Heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk, when asked to compare Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, revealed that the 24 rounds he shared with Fury were far more challenging than those with Joshua. Tyson Fury declared that a fight with Anthony Joshua is what fans have always dreamed of, emphasizing that it's a matchup he feels he needs as well. Tyson Fury proclaimed that even in his later years, there will always be challengers to face. Referring to Anthony Joshua, he confidently declared himself the ultimate survivor, standing tall above Joshua and Deontay Wilder. While the anticipation for Joshua versus Fury might not be as electric as it once was, the two heavyweights could still be on a collision course. British boxing promoter Eddie Hearn emphasized that a clash between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury remains the biggest fight in the UK, with enormous commercial appeal. Hearn hinted that while no agreements have been finalized, the potential mega fight is still under discussion. He added that if Fury decides to step back into the ring with Joshua, the fight could come together without delay.